Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to World of Warplanes. I am again joined by Corvus Corvax. And today, we're going to be continuing our discussion about premium aircraft that currently exist in World of Warplanes. And we are now in Period 2. Now, last time we talked about Period 1, and we talked about how there's too many broken premiums in the low tiers, and they're ruining the game for new players. Once you get to the mid-tiers, tiers 5 through 7, the premium planes are actually fairly well balanced compared to their tech tree counterparts. And I believe this is opinion Corvus shares, so there's not really going to be a lot of standout aircraft we're talking about here. So we're just going to pick a couple of planes, and we're going to give our general opinions of them, and then we're going to fly. Does it sound like a plan?
Thanks for having me, Hunter. I appreciate it. It's always good to fly with you and good to talk to you. And this subject is sort of near and dear to my heart, the premium planes that are available, especially the premium planes that are available for gold.
Mm-hmm.
So folks can do their daily missions, get on every day and play, and they get their 3,000 points and they get their daily reward. And then at the end of the week, they get a crate. And in that crate often is gold. And so if you play every day and get 3,000 points, every week you get a crate. And after a while, you build up a substantial amount of gold.
Mm-hmm.
You can. And if you're not throwing it away on premium ammunition
or paint,
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of things you can spend your gold
on. You can buy on the tech tree. You can buy premium aircraft, and so let's say at tier 5, what's the list of aircraft you can buy at tier 5?
I'm looking at the American tree now. The only premium you see on the tech tree at tier 5 that's premium and available for gold is the XFL-1. Going to the Soviets, you have the I-183, the P-40 M105, and the IL-2 modified. Germany has the ME-209 V4, and no others.
Yep.
Japan has the experimental A6M3.
Yes.
The UK has the Boomerang, which is actually a plane you can get from said weekly crates.
Right,
That's fun.
Yes.
Let's see. China does not have any. Oh, no, China has the Tomahawk 2B at tier 5. And,
that you can get for gold?
Yes. You can get all the Chinese... Okay, you can get most of the Chinese aircraft and all of the European aircraft for gold.
I see.
So at tier 5, you can get the 80-10C2 and the SE-100 for gold.
Aha, okay.
You can get those and the Tomahawk 2B for gold. Although, in my opinion, the Chinese aircraft are not really worth it because you can't really change their nation and you train pilots on them, so they are not as desirable as some of these European aircraft are, because you can change who can fly any European planes all the time.
Right.
But that's just me. But yes, these are what I like to call freemiums. They're airplanes you can get all the benefits of premium aircraft, and you don't have to spend a dime of real money doing it, as long as you don't mind the grind and just building up gold.
Right. And some of them are very good,
and some of them are very bad.
And some of them are very bad. I have currently selected one of the ones that's just not great.
I have currently selected one of the ones that's actually pretty good. I used to hate it, but I've come to like it recently.
It's if I wanted to pick a tier 5 premium let's call it good, I would probably pick the SE-100 heavy fighter. And I'm a heavy fighter guy, so I have a bias.
Yeah, you have a bias to a bad heavy fighter. Moving on to the specific aircraft that we have selected, I have the Experimental Zero, and you have the ME-209 V4. What about the
So,
Indian Who 9v4 is less than ideal, I would say, from what you described earlier.
right. And so it's sort of an ironic thing that we've done here. You have picked, we have picked planes that are essentially on the limits of the light fighter spectrum.
Yes, we have, haven't we?
You have a low flying, slow, but very turny with good guns, right? That's your plane.
The quintessential turn and burn, defensive,
Right.
as H0 would like to call it, light fighter.
Absolutely. I have selected something that flies high, is quite fast, and has not so great guns.
One would say anemic.
Meh.
Meh.
But I will say this. It's a good trainer for the BF-109F as far as guns go.
Yes.
It's got the same gun layout as the BF-109F.
And it takes you just about as long to kill anything.
Absolutely. So it doesn't turn very well, but it's super fast. This plane is the one plane that can chase down P-38Fs. So the P-38F is probably the best plane at tier, arguably. It's an argument to be made.
Arguably, because you have the P-40 and the BF-109E right there.
Right. Yes. And this is really the only plane that can chase it down and kill it reliably. So it's meant specifically to troll the P-38F, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're not doing much with it, except annoying other players.
There's very few people that actually fly that thing somewhat consistently. Like, I have that plane, and I don't fly it that much.
No, it's hard to make it work well because you really have to concentrate on your boom and zoom skills. That's really all there is to it.
It would be better if it hit a little harder, I'd be completely honest with you.
Yeah, and the problem is, I think that if it hit much harder, it would turn into something that would be more annoying for the rest of the player base.
Yep, that's the exact problem. Is if you give that thing any better armament, it becomes hard meta immediately.
Yeah, it does, and that's the same way with the 109F. You really can't give it too much more, otherwise it will dominate at tier.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, there's mine, which is the experimental A6M3, where my whole shtick is I outturn literally everything on the frickin' map, and you can't deal with me, so goodbye, you're on fire.
Right. and then you're on fire because
I'm on fire because I'm made of paper and dreams.
Yes.
And of course, one of the worst maps for Zero.
Yep. It is. It really is. You Plateau's terrible.
I
for
literally
Zero.
had this map earlier today when I was playing, and we were losing so badly. I switched to my P40, and I almost turned it around to an attrition win. I had one plane left, and I couldn't catch it.
Destroy that.
Like, I know I'm slow, but what about the rest of y'all?
Yeah, really.
Anyway, I guess I'm gonna go into this potential furball over here. Oh, there's a 198.5 above me. That's a player. Let's see if I can pop loose cooler and maybe get into this. Oh, he's not looking at me. He's looking at P38. Okay.
Oh, that was a terrible pass.
Oh, by the way, I do have a speed build on this plane, so it's not as maneuverable as it could be. But that's just because you have to get around the map.
Oh my gosh. I've like wiped out this MiG-3. I wiped out the all but 3 hit points.
Oh, I hate when they live that low.
8 hit points. God.
Ah, of course.
I sucked.
Ow. Oh, of course.
Right there.
Crit to the wing.
Oh, hello there!
On 90. You came back. You know what? I'm gonna switch to the XFL. Why don't we very briefly talk about the XFL?
It's a P39N without the 30 cals. Isn't it?
It is a prototype P39N without the extra machine guns on the wings. But that 30 millimeter, is it 30 millimeter or is it 20?
37 in the hub.
37
millimeter. Yep.
It helps if you don't absolutely make a fool of yourself and get rammed by a P40 bot.
Right. Oh.
See,
Well, look at us.
the problem with both the planes we selected is they both kind of need the right map.
Yeah.
I got screwed over from the get-go, being on plateau and a 0, and not quite sure how this map doesn't help you either, but I'm sure there's a reason.
Not really. No, the being bottom tier is again bad for the guns, right? Because everything has more hit points.
It's a miracle I even got second place. I did so poorly. Shall we move on to take a look at freemiums at tier 6?
I think that'd be fantastic.
So I have a very special premium in tier 6 that this entire video was made to talk about. And that would be the XP55. Now you're probably thinking, wait, but you can't get the XP55 for gold. You don't need to.
No.
With every account in World of Warplanes, I think since they introduced this aircraft, you can complete its marathon for free with no time limit.
Right.
And this is a fantastic little airplane if you want a turn and burn aircraft that actually has okay altitude and decent speed. This is what you want.
It's and to maybe to clarify a little bit.
Yeah.
You could potentially get it with gold, but it would be a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is that you can buy tokens with gold.
Yes.
And then you can token out the individual missions.
Right.
But man, that would be hellaciously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's what is it? It's 50 gold per token or something like that.
I don't know exactly the exchange rate of gold per token, but what I also do know is if you're really good in a particular airplane, and if you fly that airplane every day, you will build up enough tokens to skip occasional missions. Now, I will say, there's 2 marathon planes that you can get at all times on a new Warplanes account. This is one of them, and the XP55 is actually the easier marathon to do.
Yes.
It's the easier marathon to do. I highly recommend doing this one first. And because this is also a great trainer for American pilots, because in the US tech tree, there really aren't that many premium American light fighters, at least on the tech tree.
Right.
And in regards to trainers go that you can get for gold, you have the XFL1 in period 2, and you have the P80 in period 3.
Right.
So the XP55 fills a niche that is very important.
I was going to look for the P39N,
That is not one that's available for gold. So
that's true.
That is a purchase separately or in crate or event craft. That is different.
So for my guy, I want to make sure I go to the tech tree and I want to look at it
make sure that it's actually something that's there.
Right. One of the ones you can buy is the KI-88 for gold on the Japanese tree. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of a P-39 alike.
But it flies like a P-51.
Yes. And I'm not great with it. Hitting with that hub cannon makes is hard sometimes. So
I got
don't-
this plane out of a crate and I don't like it.
the KI-88.
Yeah, I don't like the KI-88.
Yeah. And so I'm going with, in this case, a quite underappreciated Tier 6 multi-role. The IL-1 is sort of like the IL-2, except
it can
flies
actually
better.
turn.
Yes, it can actually turn. It doesn't turn great, but it turns okay. It's not super fast and doesn't have great altitude, but it does okay. It's those 23 millimeter cannon. It's got two 23 millimeter cannon that can reach out and just wreck your whole life. And if you can fly it stealthily,
it's a pseudo sniper.
Yeah,
that's a good way to explain it. It's a pseudo sniper. It's not something that's going to get in your face. Unlike the XP-55, which is very much in your face, hey, look at me, I'm right here, hit me, nah, you can't hit me, kind of plane.
Right. Yeah.
The IL-1 is a little slower, a little tankier, but the thing about the IL-1 is it's got an insanely long range on that cannon.
Yep. It's really effective at about 700 meters. It's what they say that call that 2,200 feet.
Yeah.
It's a good plane. I don't play it much. And the only reason is because I forget that I have it.
It's not really a standout aircraft, is it?
No, it really isn't.
But yeah, Period 2, in regards, just as a whole, in regards to premium aircraft, and I think I might have said this in the beginning of the video, but I'll say it again. Generally, premium aircraft in Period 2 are fairly well balanced compared to their tech tree components. There's a few that are not balanced, but we are not talking about those in this video specifically.
Right.
Ironically enough, somebody just said yay to one of the aircraft that we're that we will be talking about later.
Right.
Show me what you can do, pilots.
Where, Mike? There we go.
This is a hard call because here I am at what do I call it? Freedom units, about 2,500 feet, and I'm in my yellow altitude. That's the downfall of this guy.
Wow, I have better altitude than yours.
Oh, absolutely. This is a crap. This is absolutely the crappiest altitude multi-role ever.
I find that a little shocking because mine's a turn and burn fighter, but okay.
No, the XP-55 has actually got great altitude.
Yeah, it does actually have like very, very it's got useful altitude is what I like to call it. It's not amazing, but it's useful altitude. It seems like the IL-1 does not have useful altitude.
Not super amount of useful altitude. When it comes time to do stuff,
it does stuff.
It does stuff. It does. Oh boy, come on, guys! I need somebody to do something over here. Come on now.
I don't have ordnance. Don't look at me.
I know. I should have brought mine along. I fly this guy clean because it's already slow.
Be advised, the enemy
I don't feel like removing the bombs on any plane actually increases its speed by that much.
The crazy part about this plane is that the overheat cycle on the guns is magnificent. So you can run those cannons for like over and over and over and over. All right, there we go. All right.
This is probably like the worst map for their B-17. I'm gonna be well, okay. There's the mining plants, but still.
Right.
Damn.
It'd be nice if we could go take their mining plant.
Well, I had the airfield secured, and then I died. I have machine guns, buddy. Injuring my pilot won't stop me.
Ha!
Great. Now he can't spawn there. Good move. Oh, there's a KI-45. He's flying right at me, isn't he? Yeah, he is.
Oh.
He is. He is. He is. Ow.
Boom.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm alive. Barely. I'm alive. I don't have the speed to climb up after him, so I'm not gonna. Too low energy stay. I'm gonna work on flipping this garrison here. We need to flip some sectors.
Yeah, please. I'm kind of stuck here, spinning around in the middle. I don't want to. I want to go over and help flip the mining plant.
I'm gonna see if I can stick some heavies on their bomber.
All right, that was helpful.
Oh, their bomber's flying rather low, actually, over the airfield. They just flipped it.
Yeah. So I've got a fighter over here that's giving me hassle.
Well, I'm on the other side of the map. I can't really help you with that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got KI-102 took me out.
Oh, look, P-40 left. Like, left.
Yeah.
Wow. Is he complaining about me or you? That's the question.
I don't know. There's the whiners, the number of whiners in this game
seems to grow every day.
Yeah, it does. You know, that's fine, buddy. You know, go find something better to do with your time. Play some Tetris or something, I guess. That's what I would do, is I'd just go play some Tetris. And plus, we didn't have a bomber really on our team.
Yeah, we didn't have a player bomber. The mining plant is really the mining plant bases is really what screwed us over, I think.
And, you know, by the way,
the XP-55 is good, but it's not a plane that can flip mining plants. You know, unless the mining plant is centrally located and all the bots are feeding themselves into it over and over and over and over and over again, a light fighter is not going to be able to flip a mining plant. 7 is a very interesting tier. In my opinion, if you disregard specific problem planes, like there's 2 problem planes in tier 7. If you disregard those, and the fact that it sees tier 8 all the time, tier for tier, it's the most balanced tier in the game.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that.
And ironically enough, the 2 planes that cause problems are the special planes that aren't available for gold.
Right.
So we're not talking about them in this video, but we will talk about them in the next one.
So yeah, if I'm flying it, let me go to the tech tree here and go to the USA. And
at tier 7 for gold premiums, the US only has one, and it's the XP-75, which is a Chimera plane with 10 Freedom Cals on it.
And 1,000 pounds worth of bombs if you take them along.
If you take the bombs along, yes.
The problem is that it's a little bit delicate.
It's a little delicate, but you can put gas operated action on it, and that's just funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
The Soviets have the LA-9RD, which is another one they have, and I think it's actually a fun little plane. I haven't seen the most success with it, but it's got insane acceleration. I think if it just punched a little harder, it would be a better overall.
What guns does it have?
It has the 23 NS-23, like the 23 millimeter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which are good. How many of them? 2. Okay, so it does need.
It's a little undergunned at tier, in my opinion, but
So it's got the
Being-
same. Yeah.
Being undergunned is not necessarily the end of the world. It's got other aspects to it that make up for that. At
Right.
Tier 7, Germany has the FW-190A8,
Yep.
which is okay at
Right.
best. The Japanese have the J4M,
Right.
which a lot of people actually say is a pretty solid multi-role fighter.
It is fairly solid. I kind of play it like a heavy fighter,
Mhm.
and it flies okay like that.
Well, the game certainly
Um,
thinks it's a heavy fighter, considering they use it as Japanese heavy fighters for freaking zones, even though there is a Japanese heavy fighter line.
they the hit boxes are kind of weird on it, so you get a little bit better. You get a little bit better survivability than you see on
You
the
dodge
the
by
hard
existing.
stats. Yep.
You
Yep,
dodge
yep.
by existing. For the UK at Tier 7, there's actually the Meteor, which is the earliest jet in the game. It's like one of the first jets you can encounter. Like,
Yep.
because it's Tier 7, you can see it at Tier 6. And it's not the best, but it has its niche. It's not unplayable.
Right.
And
It's,
at Tier
it's a-
7, Tier 7, the Chinese have the P51K. It's literally just the P51D, but the Chinese import. So, and Europe at Tier 7 has the VB10, which is a heavy fighter.
Right.
And that's
is,
about all of the Tier 7 gold premiums.
Yeah, and that VB10 is a lot like the XP75. They're similar in pretty much everything.
There is also the KI-94-1, which is a gold Japanese heavy fighter that you can get.
Oh, right. Yes.
Not a lot of people fly this thing. I like it, but it does have its weak
I don't
points.
recommend it.
It does have its weak points.
Yeah. I'm not a fan at all.
So of those options, which one are you going to fly?
I think that as a heavy fighter guy and a lover of America, I'm gonna take out my
XP75.
XP75.
Okay. I think I'm actually going to go up in the Meteor because I did just sing its praises. So I know it has Hispanos, and I am very much a hater of Hispanos.
I have heard.
But I actually think they work on this plane.
I agree with you. I think they're. Are they Hispano 5s or Hispano 2s?
They are Hispano Mark 5s with a C. So cowling. They're Hispano Mark 5s.
Okay, so the 5s are actually quite good. It's the 2s I think that you probably disagree with the most because they're.
Are those the ones that are on the Spitfires and the Hawker planes
yes.
the damn time?
Once you get to Tier 8, you get Hispano 5s on both the Tempest and on the Spitfire 14. And then on the Attacker. And they're good. Oh, and the Seahawk too, I believe. They're good. I like them.
Okay, so yeah, the Hispanos on the Meteor are about the only Hispanos I agree with. Period. And I have both marksmen on the pilot in this plane, by the way. Which might be part of the reason why.
Right. You want to maximize the Hispano possibilities.
Because if you don't run both marksmen, the Hispano shots stray everywhere and you can't hit anything like the broadside of the barn.
And assuming that you don't run into the K6 or the TU1,
which are the two problem planes of Tier 7.
Yes. As long as you don't run into those two, the Meteor's a good boom and zoom. kind of plane. If you try to turn with it, you're gonna suck. There's no doubt about it.
The main problem with the Meteor is it has a little less altitude than the proper boom and zoom fighters, and it doesn't really turn that good either.
Right.
So you can make it work. It does.
And
it does do well, but you're not.
It's fast.
There's a lot of planes, both Tech Tree and Premium, that outclass you in the Meteor. So you've kind of got to work the extra mile to make the Meteor shine.
Man, we got hosed.
So this is part of the problem with Tier 7. You see Tier 8.
Pilots, get ready for action.
Yeah, there's a lot of good specialized planes, a lot of good premium planes in Tier 8. Some might say overpowered planes.
There's a lot of overpowered planes in Tier 8.
And it makes life hard because you'd love to be able to play your Tier 7s in Tier 8, but you know you run up against planes like the B-29C, and unless you're in a counter,
which there really isn't one, but
you're gonna and it's gonna suck because you're trying to going after the same plane.
Hello.
Yeah, I was trying to turn away from you. Hopefully I didn't actually hit you.
No, it was close, but we didn't actually collide.
Gosh. Yeah.
Slapped my egg.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well that wasn't pretty. Glad I got that on camera though.
No, and you get this is one of the things that flying the T1 would help because even though you're slow, you're still faster than, let's say, the B-29, and your cannons.
You have a longer range than the turrets on the B-29.
Right. Although your friend there has a wicked range on the cannon, so.
Oh, speaking of friend, there he is. Of course, I work hard to kill him, and the KI-93 snipes it.
Of course.
Oh, by the way, he left me at 35 health.
Oh, that's good.
He didn't start shooting at me until long after he had killed the other thing. So, you know. All's fair in World of Bombers, right?
Yep. Do love our World of Bombers.
Oh, I'm on fire.
The enemy is launching
You are on fire,
from the
Hunter.
military base. Take action.
So,
Of course they did. Because
which has, of course, left me wide open for the anti-air guns that hit me a little easier.
hey, come on.
He's out of my range. Alright, I gotta get out of the zone. I don't have any ground ordnance, and I'm on low health.
I want to know what happened with the other ADA.
I killed that one.
Oh, great. One of our other guys died in the zone, huh?
Well, I'm trying to not die in the zone. Because I don't have a lot of health. And I don't have any way to destroy ground targets other than my guns, so...
Come on, guys.
Be advised, a line of thunderstorms is approaching. We'll soon be
There we
unable to provide support. Do you copy? Over.
All right, I'm going to do it again.
We are
I
controlling
know you don't like it, but I'm going to do it
military bases.
anyway.
Give the enemy a hard time.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't really like that tactic, but I understand
A
completely.
large enemy force is attacking the military.
Yeah, when I'm only got half health, I gotta. Oh my goodness! All of their planes are over in the other military base.
I slipped their garrison.
All right, let's do this. All right, I'm gonna head over toward their military base because I'm gonna assume they're gonna flip it.
They just did.
Which they did.
That's it. There's no way
Now
to
it's
break
squall,
this
so
now. You're on your own.
Right. So I have to. Pretend to stay healthy.
yep.
Unless they're gonna defend over there, and then I'm in trouble.
I don't know. I see,
Good.
there's a heavy... Okay, the heavy fighter's dead, the B-29 is adding to the middle garrison, and so is the Spitfire. Along with
Okay.
their bot bomber. So it doesn't look like they're going to defend their missile base.
Okay. Oops.
Way to go. Victory is
Except now I'm not the only one over here. Good. That just tracks flat like crazy. Being the only one in the zone is just nuts.
I got their Spitfire out of the match, I'm going to work on the 190 now.
Okay.
Because the 190 is a player, so I'm getting him out. And he does not know how to fly the 190 because he hasn't done the dumping speed thing yet.
Yeah, that's a talent, and let me tell you,
I don't have it.
I'm not good at it either. I get it done like once every 3 or 4 times I try it. All right.
I'm actually going to go south and look at the attack plane in the multi-roll. It's over that garrison. It looks like the KI-84 has the same idea. Other than that, it's the TU-2. It's actually not the B-29 alive.
Oh,
I don't know
how'd
what
that
happened. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't me. I wish it was,
Ha.
but it wasn't.
I took it solo.
Nice.
That's hello, heavy fighters. I have no idea how we managed to do this.
I don't know either. Hey, for this to be
Folks.
our first win of the video, though, you know, low tier against the B-29. I'd say that's a pretty good first win of the video.
Folks, don't quit your battles. You never know what's going to happen. Keep at it.
How the hell did I get first?
You played your brains out, I guess.
Oh, I was just kind of panicking.
So we've discussed reasonably the freemiums that are available.
We've discussed a few of them. There's obviously more that we haven't talked about.
Right.
At each tier, because like at tier 6, another one we could have talked about is the S199. I would say
Right.
that's a really, really good gold premium. At tier 5, there's a Boomerang, which is another decent one. And you know the P51K at tier 7 is another actually pretty good gold premium that you can get for free. Like again, period 2 sees the most balanced set of premium aircraft. Because most of them you can acquire in the game for free. And those aircraft are fairly well balanced when compared to the tech tree aircraft.
Yep. Completely agree with you. For this particular outing, you and I would like to ask everyone, please hit that like, leave a comment, tell us what you think about the tier, the period 2 premium planes.
Do you have a favorite period 2 freemium? Do you have one that you like above all of the others? You know, maybe you're like me and you like the KI-94-1 and people think you're crazy. Y'all have been a wonderful audience, and we will see you all for the next part when we actually talk about the non-freemiums in period 2, the ones that are actually breaking the tier to its very foundation, to a degree. It's actually not as bad as it is in period 3.
Right. Yes. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on, and we'll see you again next
We
time.
will see you next time.
It's the best light fighter, even though it's a multi-role. It's the best light fighter at
Tier 5.
At tier 5. Even if I hear Nova Tempest screaming in the background, Emil.
Okay.
So
the man can't even fly a single game in a P-40. He doesn't have the right to talk.
that's right. Damn him anyway. We're gonna talk about him behind his back.